Greetings everyone, welcome to today's presentation. My name is Dev and I would like to present my findings into the topic of project management and portfolio management maturity models and the difference between them. To go to the contents of today's presentation, I would like to go through firstly my understanding and my findings into the two concepts first. And then based on my basic findings into the project management and portfolio management maturity model, I can then give out then some compare and contrast to see the similarity and the difference between the two concepts. And then during my process of researching for the two concepts, I end up finding some other maturity models that could be implemented into the field of project management as well. And then I would wrap up everything and show you some references. So first up, I would like to start with the project management maturity model. So organization has been on the journey of assessing their performance and also evaluating their capabilities to see how their performance compared to the others, and the continuity in participating in this practice would provide the areas of improvements for the organization, which eventually will bring them closer to their strategic objectives. And project management maturity model, or the P3M, actually is the combination of the capability maturity model and the knowledge of project management provided by the PMBOK guide. And the interaction of these two concepts will help us end up with the providing on the screen here is the project management maturity model, or the P3M. On the right hand side, we have the base of the capability maturity model, or the Kersner maturity model. And then on the left hand side, we can see there's project management solutions to maturity model. And on here, we can see on the horizontal row, we have the 5 levels of Kersner maturity model, while on the vertical areas are all the core key elements of areas of knowledge of the PMBOK. So 45 levels of maturity level. On level 1, we have the common language, which is a state when the change is just introduced to the organizations and everyone has their different understanding of project management, and the definitions are understood differently. So the core process in this stage is to ensure everyone has a similar understanding of project management. And moving forward to level 2, which is the common process. In this level, the critical points is that everyone has to understand the process of project management thoroughly, and these processes can be brought to the further executions of other projects to ensure similar positive outcome could be provided. And moving forward to level 3, which is singular methodologies. So after understanding the processes of project management, as there are several approaches to the field, so the organization has to agree on a singular methodologies. Either it could be PMBOK, Prince2, or other areas, or Agile. So the unified understanding or the approach to PM methodology could ensure the understanding and then the similarity between the way that everyone approach project management. Moving to level 4, which is the stage when organizations start comparing their performance to other leading entities within the industry to see the gap between their performance and what could be the best in the field. But the core thing is that the organization needs to choose a specific set of criteria to compare. And then this data will provide the basic understanding of the improving areas for them, which could be brought to the last and the most highest level of the maturity model, which is optimizing. And in this, the improvement areas from level 4 will form the basic strategies for the company to bring them closer to their strategic objectives. And so we're moving forward to the portfolio program and project management maturity model, or P3M3. So introduced by a UK government body, which is called the Office of Government Commerce, OGC. So P3M3 assess the maturity level of portfolio by evaluating the performance of the organization in 3 sub-models, which is portfolio management, program management, and project management. And then there'll be 7 key areas will be assessed throughout the evaluating process of P3M3. So the interesting point of P3M3 is that the maturity level of each of the organization in each of these sub-models are not interdependent. So the differences would not impact the overall maturity level of the organizations. So here on slide 6, we can see the P3M3 model, which is the P3M3, and then 3 key sub-models in top, and then the key areas at the bottom. So moving forward to the compare and contrast. So from my understanding of the 2 concepts, the first similarity is that the 2 concepts are based on the capability maturity level, would assess the organization based on the 5 stage, which is first one is initials, second one is defined, then is managed. So the second one is managed, the third one is defined, then quantitative managed, and then the last one is optimizing. And then the 2 concept rates the maturity level of organizations based on the discrete level of 1, 2, 3, or 5. And both of them are technically based on the understanding of the organization based on the project management areas of knowledge. However, the differences is that why project management of the P3M specifically just rates based on the core knowledge of PMBOK. P3M3 approach the maturity model with a more holistic approach, whereas the areas and then the submodule would provide more general view upon the organization maturity levels. So, and the interdependencies of P3M3 submodels between the portfolio, program, and project might provide a different approach for the organization in the strategic planning. So on the work of Chipono and Kai Septa in 2021, here we can see on slide 8 is the difference between portfolio and project management on the 5 levels of maturity level. And we come up to the 9th slide, which is my presentations of the order maturity models. So beside P3M3 or P3M, there are also other models that will be also implemented in the field project management, which is the capability maturity model in 2 types, which is the stage and the continuous. Then the Prince2 maturity model, P2MM, and then or OP3M3, and then the PEM. So to conclude my presentation, so between P3M and P3M3, they are both based on the capability maturity model, and then they assess the organization capabilities and their performance to provide continuously improvement areas for the company. And then their assessing areas of knowledge are mostly based on the PMBOK or the project management areas. And the differences is just how we implement or how we apply it into the practice. One is very specifically based on project-based, and one is provide a more holistic approach to a set of projects, which is the portfolio. So that's the end of my presentation, and here's some references that I have been used in my presentations. So thank you for listening.